Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Wellness with Zahra. I'm your host, Zahra Batul. I'm a life coach and I'm a nutritionist. And not too long ago, I was also a carnivore. um, so, this is a little bit of an update of my health and diet journey. I don't necessarily talk really deeply about these kinds of things purely because I am quite flexible in this lately. And let's be fair in this. I'm afraid of judgment because the people in the vegan community and people in the carnivore community, both of them can be quite dogmatic. Recently, I've found that out after being part of a carnivore community for a very long time. I got booted out, and I took that as a gift. Not initially. Initially, I was upset. But later, I realized how pivotal it was in my journey to leave a group without my own choice. And now I've realized it's actually a sign for me to start pivoting my diet choices too. And one thing that led me to this decision and confirmed for me that this is the right thing for me is Michaela Peterson. If you guys know about Michaela Peterson, she is Jordan Peterson's daughter. And she is the reason why I became a carnivore. She's been carnivore for 8 years. She's doing the lion diet version, which is the most extreme version of carnivore because it doesn't include things like chicken or fish or eggs or dairy. It's just red meat like beef, lamb, venison, goat, salt, and water. That's it. So I was not on the lion diet. I was on the carnivore diet. I was having dairy, I'm having like chicken, fish, eggs, and things like that. But I have been vegan for 2 years. And then I was carnivore for 2 years. And now I find myself in this position, no longer part of the vegan community, no longer part of the carnivore community. My mentor, my inspiration, Michaela Peterson, no longer a carnivore. Me being booted out of a carnivore community, all these signs have told me that it's time for me to change. I was quite rigid with the rules about being carnivore, and I think it became more of an obsession, just like veganism. It became about the rules and rigidity, not the flexibility. And this is what I've found in my life, that mental flexibility is extremely important. If if you're being compulsively acting from a certain point of view, not because you want to, not because you're prioritizing your health, but because it's a compulsive rule that you've set for yourself, it actually increases stress in your life rather than decrease stress. And that's what started happening to me. Yes, I've had a lot of positive effects from carnivore, but I've been a little bit open about some of the negative effects that I've experienced from carnivore as well. And I've been extremely hesitant to share my negative experiences of carnivore because the vast majority of carnivore community is filled with people who've healed their autoimmune, healed their arthritis, healed their gut issues, healed their skin issues, fixed their weight problems. Yeah, I experienced some of these positive effects, but there's a much smaller community that talks about how carnivore is not a forever thing. Carnivore is a temporary elimination fix to reverse some things. But the goal is not to go back to the same diet you were on. The goal is to start introducing foods, some foods, which are very low in the anti nutrients of plants, and seeing if you still react to them, because if you're still reacting to them, your body is not fully healthy. Now, I can hear the critics in my own mind, because I was quite brainwashed in this, to be honest, saying, well, no, you're not supposed to be able to tolerate plants. You're not supposed to be able to tolerate toxins. That's the same as saying, like, oh, if you drink enough alcohol, after a while, it won't affect you that badly because you get used to it, right? So if you don't drink any alcohol for ages and then you start introducing alcohol, and if it triggers you, you know, that means you haven't healed it. But if you keep drinking it, then you get tolerated. That means it's a good thing. Plants are not the same. Alcohol does not work on the level of hormesis. Plants can being the key word, not always, not, and they don't always, and it's very, very, very dependent on the dosage. I'm not saying broccoli is healthy and we should only have broccoli, but in small amounts, very, very small amounts, once per day, a couple of times per week, maybe if it's beneficial to you. So, why am I not carnivore anymore? What am I eating now? Let's get into it. Well, what was I eating before? I was taking my meds every day. Meds, MEDS. Meat, eggs, dairy, seafood. Meds. That's what I was taking every day. My meds. I was meat, eggs, dairy, seafood every day, 3 times a day, 2 meals a day. I was doing it. Some of the positive experiences that I've had is I got food sobriety. This is my biggest, greatest accomplishment from carnivore that I experienced. The biggest gift that carnivore has given me is food sobriety. Food sobriety is something that doesn't get talked about enough. Food sobriety is all about not seeing food in an addictive way. Before I was vegan, I was addicted to food. Even before I was vegan, I was addicted to food. And it was really hard to admit because it's hard to see that line between needing food for survival and the addiction to food. Where does it come from? For me, it came from always being chronically undernourished because I didn't consume meat in large amounts. Now I know that meat is actually the most nourishing food that you can put into your body. I started consuming meat and meat only, meat, eggs, dairy, seafood. Some of the negative effects I experienced on carnivore. 2 years carnivore, I experienced oxalate dumping and detox symptoms. Now, these are just my preliminary interpretations of why I experienced negative things on carnivore, because based on my research, most people on carnivore experience extremely positive things. I experienced skin issues that I'd never experienced before. I experienced hair loss that kept on accelerating even after going carnivore, which was the issue I had even before going carnivore. I had issues with fatigue. I had issues with cramping, and I had issues with gut that I had gut issues even before turning carnivore, but since going carnivore, they have continued and have not healed. Now, what do I eat? I eat berries now sometimes. I drink milk. Now, I was zero carb for a very long time, but now I'm starting to drink milk. Milk has carbohydrates. It's going to spike my insulin. It's going to make me retain water a little bit more. It's going to make me feel a bit bloated. It's going to give me a little bit of that growth hormones. It's going to make me grow, in all the places. And I was expecting that, and that is what happened. The thing is, though, I have been able to tolerate dairy, which I was not able to do before going carnivore. Even the first few months of carnivore, I could not tolerate dairy. But after 2 years of carnivore, taking colostrum every day, taking kefir for at least 3 to 4 months, I have healed my lactose intolerance, my dairy intolerance. And I'm able to tolerate dairy without many gut issues. So I'm not a zero carb anymore. I consume berries sometimes. Well, where do I get these berries from? I grow them myself. They're seasonal, they're local. And that is the only thing that I would like to emphasize. If you are a carnivore and you're wanting to introduce plants in your diet, you have to make sure. This is really, really, really important. Do not consume plants that are not local. Do not consume plants that are not seasonal. This is part of your circadian rhythm as well. This is not just about your diet. This is all the signaling that's happening on the mitochondrial level, on the cellular level. You have cells that are listening to these signals. You can't consume things that are out of season and expect your body to act like it's in the right season. You've just given it the wrong signal. So that's a little bit of an update on my diet. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'd be happy to answer them. And by the way, I still offer one on one coaching as well as group coaching completely for free in my Facebook group, Wellness Warriors Unleashed. You are invited to join if you're interested in up leveling your inner wellness warrior. You're trying to do things and maybe you feel like you don't have enough accountability, maybe you don't know how to go about it. This is all that we cover in our Facebook group. So I really hope to see you there. Until then, stay well. Bye.